On to the next one. This is more tech news. Some rumor Steam Machine price leaks online confirms your worst fears. Uh, a Czech retailer has seemingly leaked the cost of Steam Machine by listing it on a website and hiding the price within the source code, and you may not be happy about it. There is much hype surrounding the upcoming Steam PC/console hybrid from Valve, as there are uncertainties and worries regarding its potential price tag. This is because of a few reasons. Popular YouTuber and tech expert Linus from the Linus Tech Tips commented on the Steam's machine price, stating it will likely sell for at least we're rounding off $700 based on its $600 component. Since the hardware is a hybrid between a PC and console, it has some more expensive parts that can make it quite pricey to buy, especially from third-party sellers or if or when Steam supplies run out. There's an ongoing supply shortage of RAM, which we talked about last stream, which is used in the construction of PCs, phones, and consoles, potentially affecting the final price of the Steam machine as well as Switch 2. Like I said last stream, yes, we understand there's a shortage, but do not screw over the consumers. Because really, Steam's machines in general is a small audience within itself. Like people that actually use like their Steam Decks and other devices. That's such a small crowd within itself. So last thing you want to do is actually screw over that group of people that actually buy your devices, because then they're gonna have sit in the inventory that's wasting away collecting dust. Since Valve had just announced the release date of the Steam machine as well as its intended price tag, things are very much in the air now, except that a Czech retailer, Smarty, which is also an authorized seller of Valve products in the Czech Republic, may have leaked the intended price for the new console. There is an article I covered last. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna find that article. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on this side over here. I'm gonna do it on this side. So my history. Something crazy on my history. It's just you'll see you look up a lot of sports here. Let me see. What am I doing? I have a Google Doc of it. That's how I do my things too. I have a Google Doc of like what I cover for the day. I think that's a better way of doing it. I did that for last stream, and I'm gonna do it for foreseeable future. It just makes things easier. Is this it? Yes, I believe this is the article. Yep, right here. I'm pulling over. Just put it right next to it. This is $1,000. This realistically, I guarantee if we go through the specs and stuff like that, it'll be like a mid-tier PC, mid borderlining, or if you really push it, a high tier. This is a graphics card, GPU. There's no reason you should spend $3,000 on this. Like I said for this one, if you have $1,000, buddy, just build your own PC. You can control what you put into it. This one has more of a case 2, higher case. That's one, but this one, please, if you're going to think about it, just just build your own PC, because if the retailer has correct information about the console, then it will come to 2 versions of 512 GB Steam machine and one that packs a 2 TB storage. Both are listed on the website to be presumed price hidden in the source code. For the 512 GB version, the alleged price is 19,826, kind of Czech currency, which is $95,000 based on the current exchange rate. 95,000, Christ, 950 based on the current exchange rate. The 2-bit version is allegedly, let me close that. The 2-bit version is a 2 TB version is allegedly 22 Czech currency, which translates to $1,068.51. The Steam machine prices are reportedly pre-tax. That is even worse. And Smartly typically impose a 17% margin, meaning that the actual price may be as follows: 800 for the 500. Oh, yeah. If this is correct, between potential price changes due to RAM shortage crisis, potential fluctuations in the exchange rate, and the last-minute internal changes at Valve, it is quite likely that the 2 terabyte version of the Steam machine will be 1,000 or more. Typical. This is my issue. This is my issue because I get the gist of what the article's going to tell me. My computer has 1 terabyte, and I spent almost 1,200 on it. I'll tell you this: for me, I need 1 terabyte. I like playing games on here. I have just alone on my Xbox launcher. I don't even still know what to call this, to be honest, to this day. I have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got Power Wash Simulator. Don't judge me. I get bored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. I have 6 games on here, and I'm still not even like scrapping for space. Because to be fair, even when I beat a game, I'm just gonna uninstall it, so I'll just have more space freed up. You do not need the 2 terabyte. To be fair, even for me, with how I see use my storage, even this is enough for me. So, like I said, if you have the $1,000, wait an extra half a month or a month, save like 1,200. You get a piece of my focus on the gameplay, the gameplay, the graphics. Focus on those things. Focus on the performance of it. The terabyte, yes, the space is good, but I'd rather focus on the performance. Because at the end of the day, here's my PC. I need to sit at home and like what I'm looking at. I'll be damned if I'm going, oh, I'm glad I have 3 terabytes of RAM on my computer. I'm glad I have 3 terabytes of space. And then I'm looking at 2-bit pixels on my screen. I'll be damned, and then my computer's crashing because the game can't hold up to the graphics. When I'm sitting here at 720p. Just focus on performance instead of storage. That's all I say. Or find a good balance in between. This has a balance, but it's leaning more heavily towards 75% more on the performance and the storage. All right, for the next article, we are going to, you saw it a little bit, Ubisoft. Seems like we talk about them. Oh, this is even worse. Shaping up to be a monster, Ubisoft sets high expectations for Division 3. They need to not set any expectations for Division 3 and just let the game go. I don't know. I wonder if they're doing this because of the success of Arc Raiders, where now they're actually going to try to push and try, thinking that looter shooters are going to be good. Looter shooters is only good, I believe, it has a short lifespan, because after you collect the same thing over and over again for months on end, that's just my opinion, because I used to play looter shooters heavy, and I would be there for a month and a half or 2 months, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, how many times I gotta collect something, the same thing, just try to find this. And then when I do find it, I'm like, okay, I played with it for a bit, and then I just move on to the next thing. So that's why I'm glad I expanded my horizons on things. I already was a kid like that, but even now. While officially in production, not much is yet known about the upcoming title for Ubisoft, The Division. Though executive producer Julian Gertie, my fault, Gertie, Gertie, okay, we're there, did give fans a bit of encouraging update regarding its development. After launching all the way back in 2019, Division 2 has seen a resurgence as of late thanks to an uptick of new content, looking to capitalize on momentum. See, it was a momentum thing. It appears Ubisoft has plenty more in store for players this year and beyond, including a highly anticipated new game 2026 is a big year for Tom Clancy's Division franchise, which is celebrating the 10th anniversary on March 8th, alongside seasonal updates, a new Battle for Brooklyn DLC. You do not need a battle for that borough, and a surprising 60 FPS update for PlayStation 5 users for the original Division. Ubisoft is preparing fans for more to come in 2026. Unfortunately, not much is yet known about how Ubisoft plans to celebrate the 10th anniversary milestone quite yet, but the franchise roadmap is also planning new content and the return of the fan favorite survival mode, which is now going by Survivors. The studio behind the game is also hard at work on a brand new game alongside all this new content, though players may be waiting a while longer for one. Ubisoft just had a union problem where they at least shut down a whole studio because they unionized. Division is the last thing I need to be worrying about. Moral grounds is the thing I need to be worrying about right now. Tom Clancy's Division 3 is going to be a monster. Sure. In a developer interview with Gaming Interviews, executive producer Julian Grady spoke about the franchise as a whole, while also dropping a few tidbits of new information about the currently in production Division 3. While it isn't a secret that Massive Entertainment is working on Tom Clancy's Division 3, Grady admitted that he isn't able to speak too much about it, but that is already shaping up to be a monster. He then went on one step further by confirming that the team at Massive is working extremely hard, and that from what he's seen so far, he believes the game will have as big an impact as Division 1 was. If I'm not wrong, didn't the player base drop not that far after release? Because I think the thing with Division 1, from what I was seeing when it first came out, is once you do all the content in there, there's really not much to do after. Besides the same thing. That's my issue with Loot 'em Shooter. Once you get past that first run of completing all the content, there is nothing to do after. I think I don't know how to make a Loot 'em Shooter work. I don't know, because the thing is, you just have to, and I don't think no studio, this might be a toxic work environment idea, but you just have to keep on churn out content to make this work. I don't know. I'm not one for Loot 'em Shooters anymore. That was an archaic mindset back then. At this time, Division 3 doesn't have a release date confirmed or any platforms. I much more bet they actually don't have anything going on, and the guy's just chatting. That'd be funny too, which indicates the game is still long ways off. I think I might be right with that statement. Details may not have been quite what the fans were hoping for. The positive update should keep fans speculating in the months and potential years to follow. If you're still waiting for Division 3 3 years in the future, something wrong. It does sound like the Division 3 is going to be the biggest game in the franchise so far, hopefully building off of the success of its predecessor. Interesting. I might just be slandering this game just to slander it. Grady also teased a bit more news about the upcoming Survivor experience. The Division 2 is an evolution of the popular Survivor Extraction mode that launched as a paid DLC for the original game. As expected, Survivors take place during a snowstorm in Washington, D.C., and players will once again have to balance looting with surviving the harsh, cold conditions. Grady confirmed the entire map would be transformed by the weather alongside new innovations. The mode appears to also be in very safe hands, as Ubisoft confirmed the Magnus Jensen, the original director creator of Division, is back working on this experience. Prior to the recent game's resurgence, there were many questions facing Division 2, with many believing that the end of the road for the game was near. The future was cast into even more doubt. Division Heartland was canceled in 2024, scrapping 3 years of work and making it appear that Ubisoft was moving on from the franchise. However, a dedicated team of 5 people at Massive were able to kickstart development, starting out the new seasonal content and crossover apparel events that help rapidly accelerating player numbers. With the renewed interest, Ubisoft continued to build out the Division 2, which eventually led to the Battle for Brooklyn DLC and continue the upcoming Survivor experience, which also investing in a brand new game as well. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Uh, Interesting, interesting. On to the next one, which is part of the title. CI Games responds to accusations that Lord of the Fallen 2 plagiarized Elden Ring Night Rain. I was trying to see if there's a video in here, because that'd be funny if there was. Let's read. Lord of the Fallen 2 publisher CI Games is fending off accusations that it plagiarized a character design from Elden Ring Night Rain after sharing an image from the upcoming Souls-like action RPG online. While there are some obvious similarities between the two characters, the Lord of the Fallen 2 team members have the receipts to prove that they did not steal the artwork. That's why I always say, carry the receipts. If someone accuses you of something, if you have the receipts, you are A-okay. The 2023 release of Lord of the Fallen, which served as a successor to a game of the same name from 2014, received mixed to average reviews on PS5, but it was still impressive enough to turn a lot of heads in CI Games' direction. In August 2025, Lord of the Fallen 2 was revealed during the Gamescom opening night live presentation and was given a release window of 2026. Alright, so here's the Lord of the Fallen proves its artwork wasn't plagiarized. However, plagiarism accusations recently mounted against CI Games after the Lords of the Fallen series official Twitter shared images on January 7th featuring an unnamed character model for the upcoming game, fully clad in silver armor with blue cloth accents and resting a long serrated blade across their shoulder. Yeah. The character's description states that they are devoted to the moon goddess, Menocidal, and that after 1,000 years beneath death's shadows, they have been given their way of peace in favor of the sword. While this sounds like a pretty unique description, the character's design was quickly compared to Elden Ring's Night Rain's Wilder class, who similarly share full suit of silver armor with blue cloth accents and wields a serrated blade. Let's see. Are these the two? Yeah. That's a stretch. I won't say yes, but I won't say no, because there's so many games that have like this medieval look, that have outfits similar like this, or not even similar, but like they take bits of inspiration from each other. So to you just unanimously say it's plagiarism, I don't know. Like a full-on plagiarism, I don't know. I wouldn't say that because, yeah, that's a reach. Because I guarantee you in the coming future, or even if I pull up a past game that's like in this kind of time frame, like not trapped in time, but like the theme is like medieval, Nordic-y kind of thing. I guarantee we'll come across some. Because hold on, let me show you. Skyrim, ebony armor, ebony helmet. Let's see. So look at this. You see how this looks? And then if we go right back, whoops. And where was the picture at? I just lost the picture. See, we go right here. You see how the helmet looks? And then we go over here. There's similarities. Whoops. There's similarities within the style. Like things just take inspiration from others. Like more perfect one. The ebony, is this ebony soldier? Yeah. Like you see how it has the wings right there. Has the wings right there. Even though it's more defined. It has like similar right there, and this one looks more futuristic. I say futuristic. It does look more futuristic. Like even the the face guard is lipped out. Same thing here, slightly. Like even better right here. But like things just even that looks more modded. But I just think things take inspiration from each other and they kind of step on each other's toes. Here's a better image of it. Like you see, I just think things just step on each other. Artists just step on each other's toes, not intentionally. Could be accidental. I think that's just part of the game. When as time goes on, you start to realize inspiration for like something very new within itself is very hard to do. I'll give it a perfect. Let's keep article because right. But look, vampire, that's one. Orc, that's another one. Even though they give a different name, well, let's be honest, where their inspiration comes from. Someone with a mage with tie, like not mage, but like you get what I'm saying. Her kind of class, a mage right there. Like everything just takes. Like even he has a robe. I can find 20 billion games, not really 20 billion games, but like multiple games that have this kind of thing going on. I think people just take inspiration from things that everyone else takes the same inspiration from. Like if I wear a jersey number in the 30s, someone might wear a jersey number in the 30s because of Larry Bird. Some might people wear a jersey number in the 30s because of KD. Some might wear a jersey number in the 30s because of Curry, Giannis. Like we all just take the same. We all take inspirations that leads to the same point. I read this one already. Read this part. Numerous initial comparisons from the public varied in intensity, with some simply remarking on the similarities between the two characters, and others sounding warning cries against plagiarism, with at least one person claiming blatant theft. That's bold. Had occurred, however, a day after the series' official social media page first posted the image of the unnamed character. CI Games CEO Marek Tymiński has addressed the issue with evidence that the design was not lifted for Elden Ring Night Rain. Tymiński publicly shared a private Eternal Slack message dated July 17, 2024, which shows a completed render of the hallowed borough and includes a request for potential notes plotting out the Elden Ring Night Rain was first announced in December 24, nearly half a year after the Slack message was dated. Tymiński said it would have been impossible for CI Games artists to have stolen the design from that game. I just think it's let's finish before I give my statement. While not much information has been shared about the unnamed character, the archetype, or the design, is relatively common, as it's not unheard of for a heavily armored knight to bear or a piece of cloth adornments. What really makes a character stand out, detailed armors including a multi-segmented pauldron and breastplate, along with this wicked-looking full-face helmet, which features 5 sharp-looking fins. There are some similarities to Wilder in these design choices, though the latter wears simpler, lighter spaulders and a single-piece breastplate and a helmet adorned with a pair. So, like you see, even the article acknowledges how like there's similarities, but it just comes to the territory that you will just step on each other's toes when it comes to creative art. For instance, there's games where dragons look a lot similar to each other than people actually think. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. It's a matter of just how you do it, like your take on it. So it is not the end of the world. Although the first game faced some challenges, the sequel seems to be gaining some traction. So like community, showing the Game Awards. Yeah, so I'll be honest, CI Games, unless you know in your heart of heart unless you actually did plagiarize. Oh, excuse me. Which honestly I don't think you did. I wouldn't let this bother you. Just make the statement, prove like, hey guys, this is the evidence we have that we didn't plagiarize. And then just move on, because honestly, it is not worth the headache, if you want my honest opinion. The people are always going to try to find something realistically, and I want to, because we can sit here. I can dedicate the stream instead of playing Expedition 33. I can dedicate the stream to literally just finding any and everything, any and everything where a game has taken like has something similar to something else. That's neither here nor there. Xbox console exclusive game is coming to PS5 soon and is getting a big update. I'll be honest, this is not. Well, I don't really care, but in terms of like the console war, it's always been a subject ever since Xbox, PlayStation became have their own consoles. It as time goes on, like I used to be an Xbox. I used to have the. Dude, I was despite my background, I used to be a spoiled kid when it came to consoles. Like my parents got us those consoles, me and my brother. We had the PS1, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox, GameCube. We had all the consoles. I say I was in terms of gaming, I was truly blessed. I was truly blessed to have those consoles. So I'll give it to them. I'll give it to my parents for that. I was truly blessed that my hobby was really indulged upon. But as time goes on, because look, I have a PC now, and my Xbox still, not Xbox, my PlayStation 5 still has yet to get plugged back in ever since I got. Cause I used to have one monitor, and that was the reason why the setup wasn't truly fully kicking off, because I just didn't want to do everything on one monitor. But now we have two monitors, and I can do what I want to do. But ever since I got that second monitor and hooked it up, my PS5 has just been sitting unplugged. And I don't know when a game will have to come out that will make me want to come back to my PlayStation 5. Like Spider-Man, like if Spider-Man 3 were to come out anytime soon, that would make me like dust off the PlayStation 5 and put it back. But other than that, like, because especially when I got my GameSir controller, it gave me a month of Ultimate Game Pass. Am I gonna turn down a free Game Pass? No, I'm not. But I think as time goes on, console war slowly but surely dies out. PlayStation 5 players will soon get its first shot at Avowed, Obsidian Entertainment's 2025 action RPG set in the same universe as Pillars of Eternity series. Avowed was one of the first big day one games to hit Xbox Game Pass last year, and it will be arriving on PlayStation 5 on February 17th along a big anniversary update. Originally released for Xbox Series XS and PC on February 18, 2025, Avowed made a strong impression with players presenting them with the first-person game that includes combat and magic. With a plot centered around battling a mysterious plague infecting its fantasy realm, it's received a warm reception from fans and professional critics alike, registering both a top critic average and a player rating of 80 on OpenCritic. And in response to the strong sales, Obsidian has said it could pursue expansions and sequels to Avowed. Never played it. Will I ever play it? Maybe, if I come across it. Like some of these games that I play, I literally just have to come across it. Like for instance, how I got into XCOM was I was sitting on YouTube, and it literally just popped up. The first XCOM, it just popped up, and I said, I don't know what this game is, but it looks cool. Saw gameplay of it, fell in love with the XCOM franchise, and that's how I went into the deep dive of it. That's how it usually just happens for me, and I'm glad like I explore things. For example, I seen people play Power Wash Simulator, the first one. So the second one was on Game Pass, got it. I played Outer Worlds 1, loved the game. Have that. Phoenix Point is made by the creators of XCOM. Got that, so I get to play it. Battletech, I haven't played it 31 days though. I'm near the end of it though. Got that. Football Manager. Quite literally, Football Manager was me. I found Football Managers because I rage quit playing FIFA. I really got so annoyed at FIFA at one point where I was like, FIFA cannot be my only soccer game that I play. I was like, it can't. I refuse. It can't be. So what I did, I looked up. I said soccer management games. I just like playing management games. Like another one I play is on Steam. Out of the Park Baseball. You're about to learn a lot. But I one thing I love about myself is that I will play. It sounds arrogant, but I'll be arrogant in this fact. I'll brag about it. I will play anything. If you sell me on the game I will play it. Even if I like the pictures of it, I will play it. Same with books, same with manga, same with anime. I will read it if it's entertaining. I will read it. So we got sidetracked. Let's continue. Avowed game comes to PS5 February 17th, so look forward to that. Now, a new announcement reveals that Avowed will be coming to PlayStation 5 in the near future, as shown during the New Game Plus showcase on January 8th. I did not watch that, and I saw someone else streaming the watch along for it, like the after, to see what it was about, like the reviews. Yeah, I didn't even know it was happening on the 8th. It just popped up, like I saw one tweet about it, said, "Oh, that's cool," and that was it. But then I saw the people reviewing it. They said it felt like a podcast more than an actual award show, and I'm like, that's not good. But it is a first year, like people say, so I'm not quick to say shut the show down. Wait till next year. See what I hope they do the right thing and just look at the reviews, see like, oh, this is what it is. Yes, it's not the best thing we did, but we will improve. That's neither here nor there. Making another. Where are we at? The action RPG will hit PS5 on February 17th, making it another in a growing line of first-party Xbox console exclusives to expand its reach to other platforms over the past several months. Though it is technically considered part of the Pillars of Eternity series, which was created by Obsidian and launched its other respective game in 2015 and 2018, Avowed takes on a much more action-oriented format, eschewing the eschewing. If I pronounce that right, guys. I'm not the when it comes to words. I like learning words, so let's Google this. We're gonna get these words correct.
Eschew.
Eschew. So eschewing, yeah. You see? Eschewing the isometric squad. See, I knew isometric. Don't play with me on that one. Squad-based CRPG combat in favor of more intense action with smaller parties. Since Obsidian was acquired by Microsoft in late 2018, Avowed was developed under the Xbox banner, making it release on PS5 just a day shy of its one-year anniversary. A bit more surprising. That's a bit more surprising. You would think that you give it a longer bit of time. But the jump to PS5 won't be the only thing fans of the game can look forward to. As announced in the interview played during the showcase, players on all platforms will be able to enjoy a free update that includes a bunch of new features. These features will include a new Game Plus mode for Avowed, which was first announced in May 2025 and was expected to arrive by fall, but never did. Players will have the ability to start over as a new character at level 1, but keep all previously acquired equipment and abilities. Interesting. Additionally, they'll have the opportunity to fight against stronger, customizable enemies with special resistances, which could provide some extra longevity. I pronounced it correctly. Why did I just try that again? Longevity for Avowed as it enters its second year. Well, sign me up for a speech class, because there's times where I say words correctly and then I try to pronounce it again as if I didn't say it correctly. Another big feature coming to the game is the ability to play as a wider variety of characters, races in Avowed. When it was first released, Avowed only allowed players to choose human or elf as their starting race, although the player character is also always considered to be a godlike. Then there are recruitable companions that have a lot more variety. Game director Gabriel Paramo revealed during the showcase that the anniversary update will add the ability to play as an Orlan. I don't know what that is. A Fury and a Furry. Okay. Let me see. And some animalistic halfling-like creatures. So that's the real furry. A semi-aquatic Amawa, or if you want your Little Mermaid fantasies, or a more classic high fantasy dwarf. That might be my spot, the dwarf. Additionally, quarterstaffs will be added to players' weapon selection choices as part of the development team's reaction to a high amount of demand for more weapon types. Pre-orders for a valid PS5 are now available, with the base game listed at $49.99 and the premium edition at $59.99. Ooh, so the premium edition is basically what an old PS4 game would cost, or PS5 before they did the price jumps. So with that, you'll get a few 2 armor sets, 8 companion skins, and some digital artwork and soundtrack. So at least they're not hiking up the prices. That's why I'll always say consumer first. If you don't screw over the consumer, you will be rewarded. Alright. Next article. Arc Raiders responds to game severe cheating problems. I believe they have a cheating problem. I've seen some clips. After weeks of frustration from the community, Arc Raiders developer Embark Studios has finally addressed the rampant cheaters that are infesting the game and outlined his plan to combat the problem over the next few weeks. In a statement released earlier today, Embark said it is taking the issue very seriously and intends to implement significant changes to Arc Raiders' rule set over the next few weeks. The studio also said it will introduce new tools specifically for streamers in an attempt to prevent stream sniping. I'll say this. If you really want to stop the cheaters and get on their nerves, take the people you catch cheating and before you ban them, put them in a full server with like the sweatiest server, and take away their cheating ability, and let them understand like you are not who you think you are, buddy. And then after they die, then ban them. That's it. Because then it shows like not only did you cheat, you got stomped, and now you're banned. That's it. Do it with every kind of game. Do it with Call of Duty, do it with Battlefield, do it with Arc Raiders, do it 2K when they use the Zens, put them against a sweaty squad. Take a pro-am team and send them an invitation like, hey guys, there's some cheaters in this lobby. We're going to ban them, but first we want you to stomp them. So here you go. Have at it. Free win. Do that. I'm telling you right now, that would make the whole gaming community more humble. When people cheat and then try to brag about it. So that's the one thing that irks me. I'm not mad at you for bragging if you're good at a game. But when the people that brag and they're cheating, that irks my soul. That makes me like elbow drop off the top rope onto the freaking router for them. Get them off the game, tell them to touch grass. Cheating in live service titles such as Arc Raider, Call of Duty, or Battlefield is something that is becoming an unfortunate common occurrence. Call of Duty been having a cheating problem. They just don't want to address it. I don't know what their obsession is with not addressing the cheater problems. They say they address it. They never really address it until like a big streamer calls them out on stream saying, hey guys, this is who's cheating on the game right now. But this is something that's becoming an unfortunate common occurrence, with publishers and developers frantically attempting to tighten up their anti-cheat security on a regular basis. Many studios have even begun developing their own in-house anti-cheat systems in order to ensure their titles remain as secure as possible. However, they do come with setbacks. EA's proprietary anti-cheat system, which is used for Battlefield 6, is a kernel-level anti-cheat, which often sparks controversy as it operates with extremely high privileges on user systems. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 Ricochet anti-cheat, which was developed in-house in Activision, also comes with the same abilities. But it doesn't seem like they use those abilities. The newest live server title to be taken over by cheaters and hackers is Embark Studios' extraction shooter Arc Raiders. The title has become massively popular among the gaming community following its launch last October, which means it also attracted attention of cheat providers and hackers. As Embark has been on Christmas break for the last few weeks, so on Christmas break, fans have been eager to hear from the studio as to how it intends to address the problems. Now, in a new statement on the official Arc Raiders Discord, a community manager has been said the studio has been in discussion around the topic of cheaters and is taking issues very seriously. Over the next few weeks, we are implementing a significant change to our rule set and developing new detection mechanics to identify and remove cheaters. Embark said the statement goes on to state that Embark will also be updating anti-cheat systems to improve detection and bans. It also touched upon the massively controversial out-of-bounds glitch that Arc Raiders players have been putting up for with weeks, now stating that the players will now need new client-side fixes aimed at fixing the glitches. Let's see the Twitter statement. Let's see. We've seen the discussion around the topic of cheaters and Arc Raiders. Please know that we are taking this issue very seriously and are listening to and acting on your feedback. Over the next few weeks, we're implementing significant changes to our rule set and deploying new detection mechanisms to identify and remove cheaters. This includes updating our anti-cheat systems for improved detection and bans, as well as applying client-side fixes specifically addressing the out-of-map glitch. Furthermore, we are introducing tools for streamers to help mitigate stream sniping. Thank you for your valuable feedback and for helping us make Arc Raiders a fair and fun experience for anyone. My thing when it comes to this, seeing is believing. Because 2K always says, building about to blow up? It's not the fan. No, I know my fan sounds like, this is a noise outside. It's like, yeah, if this stream cuts out, I died. But seems believing because I play 2K. I haven't played in a minute though, but 2K, that's one game where they always say, we're going to address the cheating. And yet, I still see players with 1,000 games played and a 90% three-point shooting that I know damn well they didn't achieve regularly. They're using Zens. I've seen people with 100% three-point shooting, and it says they played 500 games, and I'm like, yeah, let's be real about that. There's no way you shot 100% 500 games in a row. Finally, but we'll continue. Finally, the studio said it also plans to implement new tools specifically for streamers in order to help mitigate stream sniping. I don't really think of playing those games, so I don't have to deal with stream sniping, but for ones that do play Arc Raiders, hopefully this helps your problems. While this isn't something that the everyday player will be concerned about, popular content creators such as the Burnt Peanut, Shroud, Tim the Tatman, and many more will have voiced their frustrations with constant stream snipers ruining the fun. Former Counter-Strike and Valorant pro Shroud even blasted Embark and said that the studio has no control over its game, calling for the developers to address the rampant cheating problems in the next week or so. The thing about stream sniping when it comes to stuff like this, I can delay the stream for as long as I want or do stuff like that, but I always think like they're gonna find you regardless. Like there's nothing you can do at that point. They're gonna find you regardless. You just gotta be prepared. Now, unfortunately, do I think that's acceptable? Obviously not. But it's just what it is. Comes with things like that comes with the territory. Like look at many games where like there's open multiplayer. Like even I'll give a prime example. When you look at this is where I saw how toxic people can get. FIFA streamers. I'll never forget this guy was streaming, and the guy knew who he was, and scored a goal and was trolling for the whole game. I felt so bad for him. I was like, this is not fun. I was like, there's no fun in this. But that's just it. You just gotta. Hopefully things get better. I never even thought about playing Arc Raiders, but I hopefully things get better because I'm consumer first. Even if I don't play the game, I hope people enjoy the game. I would hate for people to play a game and not enjoy it. So next article. I probably should have put this back to back with Baldur's Gate. I'm thinking about it. Divinity Baldur's Gate 3 dev hosting an AMA about new game and Gen AI use this week. Arian Studios scheduled Divinity AMA to take place on blah blah blah. So like in the last article, they did an AMA in the months leading up to the game. Awards, mysteriously statue in the Mojave Desert led to a small amount of speculation, including that the teaser for Diablo 4 expansion. However, Blizzard did in fact reveal Lord of Terror. The statue itself was actually related to Divinity. Some gamers are going to get a chance to take a peek behind the curtain. Larian Studios just announced that the AMA will take place. Well, yes, we already did that. Is anything new in the last article? here we go. Because everything before is just mentioning how they did the anime, which you already discussed in the last article about Baldur's Gate or Larian. While it is not uncommon for developers to hold AMAs for upcoming games like Larian Studios is doing, so for a specific reason, on December 16, 2025, renowned Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier shared on an interview that he had done with Larian Studios' Fenris Finke, in which the CEO revealed the developers were using generative AI in the early stages of making Divinity. The event triggered a wildfire controversy and concern across the internet, with some players starting. I wish people actually understand what early development generative AI looks like, because if they actually understood it, if I'm the artist and I use generative AI, I'm telling you right now, it is not taking my job away, because someone still has to do the art. It's just, that's a whole other conversation. Because then I'll lead to my rant about people performatively hating on Efficient 33 and not knowing what it was. It's not long before Vinky responded to the allegations and attempt to clarify words, but fans were still not appeased. On December 21st, Larian Studios confirmed the plans to hold Q&A addressing the concerns. So it sounds like it's just a bunch of people complaining without actually doing the full story. Yeah, it was a waste of article. Let me stretch. Like, see, if you look back at the Steam article I mentioned about the Steam box, being the Steam brick, $1,000. Here we go, right here. The Lenovo LOQ RTX 5060 gaming PC drops at $800. Like a fully built PC that you can easily just spend the $1,000 on and then get some games for it. Shopping around a budget, around a budget under $1,000. Best Buy has one deal available right now that matches the best deal I saw during Black Friday for this week only. The Lenovo LOQ gaming PC with the GeForce RTX 5060 graphics card drops to just $800 shipped. Despite the low price tag, the PC is still more powerful than upcoming Steam PC and will get you a consistent 60 frames per second. You see, it gives you everything you need. The Lenovo LOQ gaming PC is equipped with the AMD Ryzen 7 874 HX CPU, GeForce RTX 5060 GPU, 16 gigabytes of DDR5, 5200 megahertz RAM, and 1 terabyte. See, it gives you everything you actually need. Like, this is actually I wouldn't say, because I'm not versed that well in PC gaming, like PC builds. But for this price point, it's actually, from the pieces I've seen, because I had to do a lot of research for my PC, this is not a bad PC to have that's pre-built. Now, I don't know too much about pre-built PCs and how to upgrade them, but this is not a bad one. This quite literally can help. Like, I would have, like, if my friend goes, hey, I want to get a PC, what should I get? And he said he wants pre-built, I wouldn't mind recommending him to this. I would still say build your own, but I wouldn't mind recommending him this, just so you can bypass the hassle. But yeah, look out for that. If you really are looking for a budget, if you're on a budget and don't want to worry about building your PC and stuff like that, I would go for this instead and get a pre-built one. I could be wrong. This thing could be a heap of garbage for all I know. But, so don't take my words as gospel, but from the specs so far, it is your typical mid-range PC from what I see right here. You see, like, if you're gunning for a higher resolution like 1440p or 4K, you'll definitely want to upgrade. Yeah, you see, it's not something. It's not like you're gonna push the limits and get the max out, but it will be reliable. Like, it will get you through what you want to do. Next article. Yeah, GameStop. GameStop is closing hundreds of stores just days before the new year, as CEO Ryan Cohen aims to take home in performance-based stock options. Reports the gaming and pop culture retailer would soon close stores started to emerge soon after 2026 began. Some shoppers were able to find and share signage warning their location would soon shut down, offering 20% trade and bonus for a limited time and compensation. This store closed effective 1. Sound like a robot reading like that. January 8th, 2026. A different sign posted on Reddit January 2nd. Thank you for your loyal Oh, the GameStop by me is gonna close. I gotta check that out. I might leave right now. Pause the stream for a second. Signs then instruct customers, gamer will reservation to travel to new stores to pick up their purchases. But the sudden nature, yeah, this is I'll be honest. This is we don't have money to afford these things no more. Which I'll be honest with, the business practices of GameStop, I don't feel bad. I do not feel bad one bit. You see, you see, he's only thinking about it for himself. Stop going to GameStop. I'd say stop going to GameStop. I'm not a person to spread hate, but stop going to GameStop. Like when it comes to stores like businesses, but this one, hate all you want. Their business practices are very shady. Business practices are very, very shady. What the heck was that? There's a lot, man. One of my brothers awake. Jesus. I already seen enough of that. That disgusted me.